Are you in a relationship where your current partner hasn't let go of their previous love? Stay tuned for a reading on why a man won't let go of his ex. Hi everybody, I'm Sue Ellen Clayton. Welcome to my channel where we're learning how to read tarot one card at a time. In today's video, we'll be looking at 4 cards to answer the question, why can't Bob let go of his ex? I will be using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot, and there is a link below. I decided that it was time for a relationship reading. First, let me say that I haven't done a lot of these. This is primarily because the people that I read for are in long-term relationships. So I was scrolling through Facebook and an anonymous person asked for a reading to answer this question, why can't he let go of his ex? She'd pulled 4 cards and I thought it was a good opportunity to provide a reading. Here are the cards that she pulled and why I think her boyfriend is still attached to his ex. I have no idea about their ages or any other details, other than we're going to assume that this is a woman who is in a relationship with a man who she feels is still in love with his previous partner. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to call the woman Mary and the person she's asking about, Bob. The querent didn't specify that she used a spread, so I'm going to assume that she just pulled 4 cards. These are the 4 of Cups reversed, Justice, 5 of Swords reversed, and the 2 of Cups. And the question is, why can't Bob let go of his ex? My first thought when I looked at these cards was how young everyone looked. Even the Justice card looked young to me. So my initial impression was that Bob and his ex have been together a very long time and were likely childhood sweethearts. I also see some symmetry between the Justice card and the 2 of Cups. The Justice card is between 2 pillars and is holding balanced scales. On the 2 of Cups, there is a winged lion between the couple, and they are both holding cups at the same level. So this reading has something to do with the balance between Bob and his ex. Let's look at what each card means individually. The first card is the 4 of Cups reversed. When the 4 of Cups appears in an upright position, we see a young man, who I am interpreting to be Bob, sitting under a tree. And he's looking pretty unhappy. Cups are about love, and it's like Mary is reaching out to him and he's completely ignoring her in favor of the 3 cups on the ground. I'm wondering if the 3 cups on the ground represent Bob's wife and 2 kids. He's so focused on these previous relationships that there is no room in his heart to even notice Mary, let alone think about her. The man in the 4 of Cups is often considered to be meditating or daydreaming, so he's ignoring Mary and not giving her any attention whatsoever. Bob is focused on 3 other relationships and not her. When the 4 of Cups appears in the reverse position, it can indicate some kind of an emotional breakthrough. Bob has realized that he can't mope about his family forever, and it's time for him to shake off the blues and move forward. However, despite his decision, in the reverse position, all of the cups are upside down. They are empty and can't hold any liquid. It's not like he's choosing specifically not to love Mary. It's like he's not able to love anybody right now. It's like the ability to love has been completely drained out of him. So I think that one reason that Bob can't let go of his ex is that he's emotionally exhausted. He made the decision to move on, but practically he can't force himself to do it. Next, we have the Justice card. The Justice card can represent legal agreements, such as a marriage license or divorce agreement. So part of Bob's reason for not letting go of his ex is likely some kind of a legal situation. Perhaps the separation was his ex-wife's decision and he's struggling to accept it. Maybe he's not yet divorced. Or he's sorting out things like dividing property or maybe child support for his kids. Or maybe there was some kind of a prenup and he's trying to figure out what kind of settlement is fair to all parties. Whatever it is, they are somehow tangled up together in the court system. Justice is about integrity, and Bob is trying to do the right thing. He wants to be fair and make decisions that are in everyone's best long-term interest. He's not trying to slink out of this or shirk his responsibility. So I think one reason that Bob can't let go of his ex is that they are still bound in some way, either through marriage or trying to sort out a divorce. The next card is the Page of Swords reversed. In the upright position, pages represent a young or immature energy, and swords represent intellect and communication. So at the beginning of the relationship, Bob was really engaged. He and his ex talked a lot. Think about how kids ask a lot of questions, and that was what Bob was like. He worked really hard to get to know his ex-wife. He found her fascinating. He loved talking to her, and he had almost a childlike affection for her. I think it's important to notice that Bob is standing on a hill. This may symbolize that he had high expectations for the marriage, or that he considered himself to be above his ex-wife intellectually. He is also standing with his sword and legs in a position like he is ready to attack. Swords are about communication, and I feel like he might have gone from being fascinated with his ex-wife to using words against her. So let's think about the Page of Swords in a reversed position. This is not a great card for communication. It can represent immaturity and communication problems. I think there were a couple of things going on. Their relationship has turned upside down. I feel like Bob was dishonest and did not tell his ex the truth about what's going on in the realm of his thoughts. I also feel like Bob used words to attack his ex when she asked for more information about what was going on with him. At some point, he went from being fascinated with everything she tells him to attacking her in some way. And I'm guessing this was the cause of their breakup. The final card we see is the Two of Cups, the minor arcana version of the Lovers. I assume that this represents Bob and his ex. This card shows two people who are deeply connected to the point they might be soulmates. They are holding their cups, a symbol of their love, at the same height which is in front of their hearts. They look like a happy couple. But there's a lot going on here that makes me wonder if their relationship is just a fantasy in Bob's mind, which is why he can't let it go. First of all, they are standing on a stage. This indicates that their supposed love is not real, it is a performance. Bob has created a scenario in his head about their love that is a fantasy. Or perhaps he knows that it's not true love, but he's trying to make it look like so to people who are watching. I don't think that Bob's ex is still in love with him. First of all, she is dressed like the High Priestess, which is card number 2 in the Major Arcana, and all about going inward and relying on your intuition. She has a laurel wreath on her head, which represents victory, so it appears that she will get the relationship she wants. He's touching her hand, but she's not looking at him. She's gazing into her cup, and I think she knows intuitively that her love is elsewhere, and the person she wants to spend her life with is not Bob. But Bob is reaching out to her and hasn't really got the message. Bob is wearing a yellow tunic that has red and black flowers. The black flowers represent stability, and the red flowers represent love and passion. He has a wreath made of red roses on his head, which also represents love and passion. So I think it's clear that he still feels love and passion toward her. However, Bob is dressed similarly to the Fool, which is card number 0 in the Major Arcana. Perhaps this means that he is acting like a fool and not recognizing the signs that she is no longer interested in him, or that he is incredibly naive and feels like they can restart their journey together and things will work out well this time. Between the couple, we see a lion's head. Many people believe this is a chimera, which is a monster from Greek mythology that was pretty much invincible. The chimera breathed fire and had a lion's strength, a goat's cunning, and a snake's venom. So I'd say that, despite how calm and in love they look, there is a monster between them that indicates a whole lot of tension and turmoil between the couple. Below the lion's head, we see a caduceus. This represents Asclepius, the Greek demigod of medicine, who was able to restore the health of the sick and bring the dead back to life. So I think this means that the relationship is over in his ex's mind. However, Bob is ignoring the signs and still feels like it can be magically restored. Bob can't let go of his relationship because he still believes that it will turn out okay. So let's summarize why Bob can't let go of his ex. First of all, I think he's trying. In the Four of Cups reversed, he realized that he's been too focused on his wife and kids to even consider another relationship. He made the decision to move forward, but he just doesn't have the energy. There's nothing left within him to love someone else, no matter how awesome Mary may be. Another reason that Bob can't let go of his ex is that he is still legally tied to her. He might still be married or might be trying to hammer out some kind of a separation agreement. Bob is really trying to be a good guy about this and do what is fair for himself and his family. The next issue is that Bob feels guilty for what happened with his ex. He knows that he is at fault. He started off being madly in love with her, but things changed. He did not tell his ex the truth about what he was thinking about her and evenly verbally attacked her. However, he still got that childlike hope that they could move past their obstacles and stay together. I think the final thing is that Bob just doesn't want the relationship with his ex to end. He wants to pretend that everything is fine and would be happy for her to continue acting like she is in love with him. He doesn't want to acknowledge the pain and turmoil that he has caused and is hoping that she'll change her mind and they will live happily ever after. I hope that this video gave you some ideas that you can apply to your tarot relationship readings. Please leave a comment if you'd like to share what you learned, or whether or not you agree with my interpretation. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd love to have you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss anything. I'll see you next time.